Good afternoon. I'm Woodrow Brokenburr, President and Chairman of the Board of the Thousand Oaks Conejo Valley Chamber of Commerce. I am pleased to welcome you today to our annual State of the City Address Luncheon. The Chamber is grateful for having this opportunity to serve our community by hosting Mayor Andy Fox, who will highlight us of the salient accomplishments of his administration, as well as elaborate on his talent for extinguishing fires in the city of Thousand Oaks. Ladies and gentlemen, and let's see if I can do this right. Here's Andy.
Thank you, Woody. You did very well in the introduction. You read it just exactly like my mother wrote it for you. I, too, want to welcome everybody here for this State of the City address, and particularly like to thank the Chamber of Commerce, their Board of Directors, Fred Burkhart, their Executive Director, for hosting this event year after year. Before we get started, I want to take a straw vote, if you will. By way of applause, how many people here think I've done a pretty fair job as mayor this past year? You're too kind. Thank you. All right. All right. Again, by way of applause, how many people here are really, really looking forward to hearing this State of the City address speech this afternoon? That just goes to show what I've always believed, and that is straw votes only tell you which way the hot air is blowing in a room. But I am very happy to be here this afternoon to share with you the state of our city. Actually, we are much more than a city. We are a unique and special community. Webster defines a community as a body of people living in the same place, under the same laws, and in joint ownership. To illustrate this point this afternoon, what I'd like to do is compare our community to something I've come to know a little bit about as a firefighter, and that's the vital signs of life. Because our community really is a human living organism in many ways, if you think about it. And our community, like our bodies, needs specific functions in order to survive. We need a respiratory system, we need a circulation system, we need a heart, and we need a brain. These are all interdependent on one another. A human body cannot survive without all of these systems working together. And just like our bodies, our community is interdependent on other components as well. Our business community, if you think about it, is our respiratory system. This community's heart is made up of the social services and the volunteers we have in our community. Our circulatory system is the recreational activities we all enjoy throughout the year. And our brain is our citizen and government participation process. First, let's take a look and see how well we're breathing. Nobody can survive very long without air, and our business community truly is our respiratory system. It provides us the needed jobs, the goods and the services, and an important revenue stream in the form of sales tax. This enables our community to provide essential city services like police protection and library services. From our very small family businesses like Harold's House of Omelets on Thousand Oaks Boulevard, which incidentally has the world's greatest omelets, to our large employers like Amgen, GTE, and Jafra, or how about our newest project over in the Westlake area of Thousand Oaks, the Promenade. Because of these business successes, we all breathe a little easier, if you will, as a community. And just how successful are these businesses? Well, let's take a look at a few basic economic factors locally to see how we're doing. Retail business vacancy is at an all-time low in this city. It's below 6%. Our housing market is on the rise, with a median price home here in Thousand Oaks coming in at just at $260,000. The median family income for a family of four is $63,000 a year. Unemployment in our city is at an all-time low of 5.8%. And last year, this city issued over 2,000 new business licenses. And our taxable sales have shown a strong and steady increase. Amgen, for example, generates almost $3 billion a year. That's billion with a B. The facts clearly speak for themselves. Our local economy is strong and it is sound. Translation, we have plenty of oxygen. A second key component of our community is our civic organizations. These are our service clubs, our nonprofits, our churches, and our synagogues. These organizations, and more importantly, the people who work in them, are truly the heart of our community. And everybody knows that the heart is one of the vital body organs. These are the people who quietly, day in and day out, do so much in our community without a lot of fanfare. They provide the love and the caring and the support for our seniors, our youth, our disadvantaged, and our terminally ill. Thousand Oaks is a town that literally survives on its volunteers. Let me share with you some numbers here. We have over 500 volunteers in our community that work at Las Robles Hospital. Over 700 people in our community work in our public library systems. At the Civic Arts Plaza, we have over 1,100 volunteers in the form of ushers and friends of the Civic Arts Plaza. Additionally, we have 175 volunteers who work in our police service programs. And we have a retired seniors volunteer program known as RSVP. This is made up of 950 individuals who work at over 130 locations and put in over 30,000 hours a year in community service. How about this? We have over 8,000 PTA volunteers in this community, and they put in over 100,000 hours annually for our children and our schools. Ladies and gentlemen, this list goes on and on and on. The heart of Thousand Oaks can be seen beating in our many nonprofits and in service clubs who really do so much for those in most need in our community. Our civic community, our heart, if you will, is beating strong and beating loud. Another key element of our community is recreation. This is our circulatory system. Recreation keeps us moving and it keeps us healthy. We are a community that works hard and plays even harder. Starting off with our organized sports programs for our youth, it seems that every year, one of our high school football teams or sports teams is on his way to another championship season. Our drill teams and marching bands seem to win awards year after year. Newbury Park girls softball, the Bobby Sox, they're national champs on almost a yearly basis. This year alone at one of our council meetings, we recognized 3 individual teams for either state or national championship seasons. We do all this and we try to combine it with maintaining our semi-rural atmosphere here in the community. And one of the key components of this is a strong equestrian community. Many, many neighborhoods throughout our community can access our award-winning trail system. We have over 14,000 acres of open space. More than 1/3 of this community can be used for bicycling, jogging, walking, and of course, horseback riding. We have done very well in providing public recreational facilities to our community. However, we are still in need of the family entertainment private businesses that we've had in the past. Things like a bowling alley, an ice skating rink. These private businesses would be welcome back into our community. Make no mistake about it, recreation is important. It allows us the needed time for relaxation, more importantly, family participation. Recreation enables us to mix the demands of work and community service into a well-balanced body. It's our circulation and it keeps the blood moving right to the brain. Which brings me to our last component of the community, our government. Government is where decisions are made for our community. However, I will tell you right now that it's certainly not where all the brains are centralized. We have 4 governmental bodies here in our community. I'd like to briefly touch on each one. First, and most important in my view, is our school system. That's right, it may seem funny as mayor talking about our schools, but I believe our education system from preschool to CLU is nothing short of outstanding. Plato once said that the direction in which education starts a person will determine their future in life. Our school district is responsible for educating our children in our 4 area high schools, 4 intermediate schools, and 18 elementary schools. 10 of these schools are California Top 100 schools. 13 are California Distinguished Schools. Additionally, we should recognize the teachers and the administrators who participate in our private and religious schools. By any measure, whether it be academics, athletics, or community service, our schools are second to none in the state. We need to acknowledge the members of our school board and the superintendent of our schools who are responsible for our outstanding school system, and I hope you would all join me today in giving them a round of applause. The Conejo Recreation and Park District is the governmental agency that is responsible for our outstanding parks and recreational system. including our joint city park district efforts at the Community Teen and Senior Center. Incidentally, over 250,000 individuals a year attend classes or some type of function at the center. The Park District maintains over 30 neighborhood parks and administers literally hundreds of programs that provide our children with positive recreational activities. Further, our Park District as well is nationally and state recognized. They are one of 4 finalists nationwide to receive a gold medal for outstanding service. They've done this 3 years in a row. Additionally, they've received state awards for environmental planning, teen and summer music programs, and the Conejo Creek Park North, another joint city park district venture. Thanks to the Park District and its general manager, we have excellent leisure opportunities, which is important to the overall health of our community. At this time, I'd like to acknowledge and thank the members of the Conejo Recreation Park Board of Directors and their general manager, Tex Ward. A third component of our community is the elected representative to the County Board of Supervisors. For the first time in our city's history, Supervisor Frank Schillo has his office right here at City Hall. We have an excellent interface with Mr. Schillo. His support, as well as his staff, is nothing less than outstanding. Frank, we all thank you very much. Finally, that brings me to the last governmental body, our City Council. You know, our council has been described as divided, but this day forward, I would suggest that we concentrate on the fact that we are truly rich in diversity. And our decisions and our individual styles are really a reflection of the many people that we represent throughout the community. We do this collectively. We need to focus during the course of our council meetings on the aim of debate, which should not be victory and should not be who gets the credit, but should be on progress. This last election is a classic example of our diversity here in the community. Council members Markey and Councilmember Parks, without a doubt, have different philosophies. However, they, along with Mrs. Zena, Mrs. Lazar, and myself, all represent your ideas and your concerns. The full council, believe me, is committed to our community. Our debates should be healthy ones. In fact, I'm reminded of a discussion I heard the other day while I was at the Chamber of Commerce. Apparently, there was a debate going on about which was the oldest profession. One person stated, it must be a surgeon, because the Bible tells us that Eve was created out of the rib of Adam, therefore the doctor's profession must be the oldest. Not at all, said the engineer in the group. The Bible also tells us that the world was created in 6 days out of total and complete chaos, so therefore the engineer's job must be the oldest. Finally, the politician in the group said, I can end this debate in one question. Who created the chaos? Thank you. I think the chaos that we may sometimes see and surface at our Tuesday council meetings, if you think about it, is really a product of 5 people working very hard to represent what they believe is in the best interest of this community. As we go around town, everyone in our community has an opinion on what is best for the city. It is only through the democratic process that a majority consensus can be reached and decisions are made. We must all remember that win or lose, this country was founded on that premise. And the system does work. The proof, as they say, is in the pudding. In a little more than 3 decades, we have built an exceptional city. One that serves literally every segment of our population, from our families to our seniors to our youth, a city that encourages a business and corporate climate, one that boasts of excellent educational facilities, that has a park district and an open space system that are second to none in the entire state, and our own performing arts center. And let's not forget that we continue to be one of the safest cities in the entire United States of America. We have accomplished much through a council manager type of government with a very high degree of citizen participation to give input to our city council for our policy direction to the city manager. We are a city that works on a bottom-up type of philosophy. You know, someone once asked me what it's like to be, or what is the role of the city manager. And I had to think about it for a second, and I said, well, being the city manager is kind of like being the quarterback in the National Football League. You have 2 minutes to go and your team is down by 6 points. The only difference is when you're the city manager, your own team is allowed to tackle you. Our citizen participation in our communities seems to grow every year. I believe the stakes are too high for government to be a spectator sport. So let's take a look at the citizen participation scoreboard. Last year, over 538 people came down and spoke to the council under public comments. Additionally, over 459 people filled out speaker cards to address the council on a public hearing item. 536 people filled out public statement cards, and 617 people, either directly to the council or to the city, filled out a citizen concern. We're not satisfied with this. Council recently decided to do more in the development of a new community outreach program that is in the process of being developed as we speak. Our city manager and our city staff are a reflection of our community. They are professional, they are dedicated, they are friendly, and most of all, they are committed to ensuring that we all receive the very best in municipal services. Through their efforts, we are continually recognized at the state and the federal and international levels for excellent programs and services. Here's just a few examples. Recently, we've been awarded the National Outstanding Financial Reporting Award. We've developed innovative ordinances for crime prevention. We have advances in telecommunications for our community as a whole. We have 2 theaters which operate at a profit and in fact have over $700,000 in reserves after only 2 years of operation. As a community, we are very thankful for our outstanding city manager, Grant Brimhall, and the entire city staff who work so hard for the benefit of all of us. And at this time, I'd like to recognize all the city employees and the city staff today. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I think you would all agree with me that our community is in excellent health. Our business community is strong and we are breathing extremely well. Our heart is solid and sound with the many social services and volunteer programs we have throughout the city. Our circulatory system is moving along well with our recreational activities. And our brain trust, our citizens and our government, our school district, our park district, our county supervisor, and your city council have and will continue to work together to maintain our very special community. As I conclude my remarks today, I want to stress again how important these interrelationships are to this community. We are what we are today, strong, healthy, and thriving, because we have worked together over the years. And just like in the human body, one component of this community cannot survive without the other. A final comment, and thanks to my family for supporting me for this past year as mayor, to my wife Phoebe, who was here earlier, with our children Susan, Andrew, and Cassie, to my mom and dad. Being mayor has taken a significant amount of time, and it does have its sacrifice. It has been well worth it. However, we must always remember how important our families and our friends are. They are the top priority. And so with the examples that I've cited today, I'll end this State of the City address with a quote from Abraham Lincoln, which should make all of us feel pretty good. Here's what Mr. Lincoln said. Wisdom and patriotism in public office under institutions like ours are worthless and wholly inefficient unless they are sustained by the confidence and the devotion of the people. Thank you all very much.